nobody will care about.
Well, a couple weeks ago, we discussed the trial of Michael Sussman, this being the only prosecution so far from the Durham investigation into the origins of the Trump-Russia collusion claims. Recall the headline was that former Hillary campaign manager Robbie Mook said that Hillary personally signed off on the effort to give media false information about a supposed link between the Trump organization and a Russian bank. Robbie Mook is supposedly alive. He tweeted proof of life allegedly participating in a veterans charity run on May 22nd. That's what we're supposed to believe. It looks like that revelation is probably the most significant thing we'll get out of the Sussman trial. It definitely is out of the Sussman trial, at least, if not the Durham investigation as a whole. Because this week, Michael Sussman was not at all shockingly acquitted by a D.C. jury. Recall, Sussman was charged with lying to the FBI for saying that he was acting only as himself and not on behalf of any campaign or political interest when he met with the FBI general counsel in September 2016 to push that false story. And you might wonder, well, hey, wasn't Sussman a lawyer for the Hillary campaign? And wasn't Sussman paid by the Hillary campaign? And wasn't there a text message from Sussman to the FBI general counsel saying he wasn't working for the Hillary campaign, even though he was being paid by the Hillary campaign at the time, and the information he was bringing originated from within the Hillary campaign? Yes, all of those things are correct. But what don't those things explain, or what can't they overcome? A DC jury, as legal analyst Jonathan Turley explained prior to the verdict. You might as well have taken the jury straight from the DNC.
Yeah.
The problem for Durham is the jury and the judge. I mean, he is facing a jury that has 3 Clinton donors, an AOC donor, and a woman whose daughter is on the same sports team with Sussman's daughter. I mean, the exception of randomly selecting people out of the DNC headquarters, you could not come up with a worse jury.
So, indeed,
what a joke. This country is such a joke.
One of those jurors is speaking anonymously with media. She says, quote, "There are bigger things that affect the nation than a possible lie to the FBI." Well, number one, it wasn't possible. It was, provably, by text message. Number two, if I steal 10 grand from my neighbor, there were bigger issues facing the country. Doesn't mean I didn't commit a crime or shouldn't be prosecuted. Sussman was charged with a very specific crime. Not the most important crime facing the country.
It doesn't matter, right?
And I don't doubt that there may have been corrupt forces in play here, but in fairness, I don't know how you pull a jury from DC that isn't massively Democrat anyway. In 2016, Hillary won DC with 91% of the vote.
I like those odds for a jury pool.
Yeah. So maybe the answer is we just don't host these trials in DC, but
they're never going to go for that.
Then you have all sorts of constitutional complications because you're entitled to a jury of your peers from, your own, the place where you,
that's true,
the place where you live.